But Mr. Chidambaram, the government seems to feel that given global headwinds, given the uncertainties across the world, what they are trying to do at the moment is hope that money in the pockets of many more people, as I said, will trigger a virtuous cycle of demand and consumption, and eventually will actually ensure that growth rate will also stimulate private investment and growth rate will cross 7%. That's what the government is hoping for. I know you're quoting what the chief economic advisor's economic survey said, but that's the hope the government has.
Yes. I've understood your question. Let me answer. Money is not in the hands of most people, the bulk of the people. Do you know that the household survey done in December, and the figures were released a day before yesterday, the monthly per capita expenditure in rural areas is 4,120 rupees a month, which is about 130 rupees a day. And in urban areas, it's 7,000 rupees a month, which is about 230 rupees a day. There's no money in their hands. There's no money in the jobless youth. There's no money in the hands of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and OBCs. Money they have put today in the hands of the tax-paying middle class. I don't grudge that. I welcome it. But what about money in the hands of the bulk of the people? The minimum wages should have been raised. MGNREGA wages should have been raised so that money is available in the hands of the crores of the people. Show me one line in the budget which translates into money in the hands of the bottom 50%, or in particular the bottom 20%. Show me one line in the budget speech which assures that.
The question is, Mr. Chidambaram, the government says they've kept the fiscal deficit under meeting broadly their fiscal deficit targets. They've ensured an element, therefore, of fiscal responsibility. And as I said, they are betting big on the middle class consumer, driving economic growth. What is the one thing you would have done that this government has not done, given the constraints that they have at the moment, the kind of global headwinds and the slowing down of the economy?
Global headwinds are not new. Please remember, in 97-98, we had the Asian financial crisis. In 2008, we had an international financial crisis. In 2012-13, we had the taper tantrum. There will always be global headwinds. Therefore, global headwind today is not something new. You will have to meet these headwinds and try to take the country forward. You asked me what I would have done. I would have done the following. One, increase the minimum wage across the board and ensured that every employer pays the minimum wage. Two, I would have increased the daily rate for MGNREGA workers. Those things I would have done. On the tax side, I would have cut the GST so that more money is in the hands of the tax-paying class, which is practically everybody, because every service, every goods has a GST. I would have done that, cut the GST, cut the petrol and diesel prices. It would have benefited far more people. Instead of benefiting 3.2 crore, I have no complaint about that. You should have benefited at least 40-50 crore of people, which is putting money in the hands of the vast majority of the people. They have not done that.
Let me leave it.
Four things I would have done.
Let me leave it at that, Mr. Chidambaram. Obviously, you seem to believe that this is a budget that has ignored a large section of the population that you believe deserved more income in their hands, more cash in their hands, and you therefore believe that it is another missed opportunity. You are, of course, an opposition leader. So we are going to keep that caveat in mind when we listen to you. But I appreciate you joining us and giving us your initial remarks.
But I'm certainly belong to the opposition. But I certainly belong to the opposition. But the government spokesmen are not neutral. They are speaking for the government.
Okay, fair enough. But I wanted to hear your perspective. I appreciate you joining us, Mr. Chidambaram. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.